Guys, how are you? I hope you're all doing very well. This afternoon I'm going to be doing another movie review, so I hope you find this one interesting. This movie is a horror film from the USA/Germany, English language with a little bit of German language, released in the year 2017, directed by Gore Verbinski, and this film is called A Cure for Wellness. So A Cure for Wellness sets up with this man who works in this financial Wall Street business, and this Wall Street business are actually falling down a little bit. Now the CEO of this company, he actually has gone to Switzerland to get some medical treatment. Now he is not well, and he thinks that this medical facility is exactly what he needs. So he's gone to the Swiss Alps in the middle of nowhere, and he's getting this treatment. So the company desperately need the CEO to sign some papers so that the company can illegally join with another company to save themselves. So it's illegal, but if they don't do this, they're all going to go to jail and things are going to go very bad. So they elect this young man to go to Switzerland and try and convince this CEO to come back to sign the papers. But when this young man gets to this medical facility, he's introduced into everything that's going on, and he's a little bit suspicious that something is not right. So he gets into a car crash, and this is where he becomes a patient in this facility, and this is where he's going to know the devastating reality behind the cure for wellness. So what is in store for everyone involved is something you're going to have to find out for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my synopsis. Now my thoughts on A Cure for Wellness. I was anticipating this movie quite a bit. Now Gore Verbinski, he is known for the Pirates of the Caribbean, and he's also known for a horror film called The Ring, which was a remake of the Japanese original, which I thought was very good. I thought it was very dreaded. The colour palette of that film was just, it really got you into the mood. It got a very unsettling sort of atmosphere. So coming into A Cure for Wellness, to see that Gore Verbinski was going towards another horror style of film, I was very excited to see what he could deliver. And I will say that he does have a lot of reminiscent qualities that made The Ring so memorable, in that this movie is all about visuals. The visuals are absolutely stunning. This is shot in the Swiss Alps, and you can actually tell that this is a beautiful place, and I think that the director really gets the most out of his scenery. And I thought there were some shots inside the medical facility that were very dreamlike, very surreal, and once again it reminded me of the dread that is in The Ring, in that you feel something really bad is going to happen, and this is ever present in this film as well. So Gore Verbinski is a visionary director, and he demonstrates that vision that he has in his films very well in this movie. It's by far the best part of the film. So the score was absolutely fantastic. I thought the acting from Mia Goth, who plays this very mysterious girl, was actually quite decent. None of the actors really deliver knockout performances. The script isn't that brilliant, but there are moments of brilliance in the script that I actually thought were very thought-provoking, and there were moments of horror that I thought were very reminiscent of other films. And I'm not going to give away, because if I tell you what this movie reminded me of, it might give it away a little bit. So there is a specific movie that I thought it really had that reminiscent quality. So there are movies out there that you feel you have seen in this film, in that you watch it and you think to yourself, okay, this reminds me of this particular film, this part reminds me of another particular film. So it's a movie that really does have those little Easter eggs that will actually remind you of films that have come before it. So Gore Verbinski really demonstrates a high level of quality and demonstrates why he is such a good director. So the overall, as I said, the score was fantastic. It really gets you in the mood, and so the production really shines through. But unfortunately, I thought the production wasn't complemented by a very good script. I thought the characters were a little bit bland, and so when you get into the mystery of the film, I think the mystery of the film doesn't work as well as it really wants to. I will say the story and the reveal at the end is shocking, and I really like the way it capped it off. But there were moments in this movie that I thought were a little bit slow, is because it's not as interesting as it really should have been. I think that the production of the film distracts you from the shortcomings that the movie has, and unfortunately when a movie goes for 146 minutes, eventually you're going to notice those shortcomings if all you've got to bank on is production. So I think the production wasn't complemented by depth that the movie really needed. It wanted to be a very soul-searching sort of film that you really connect with the characters, but I don't think the script allowed these characters to really blossom, and that's ultimately the problem I had with this film. But having said that, if you are a fan of Gore Verbinski, if you are a fan of how The Ring felt as the dreaded sort of atmosphere that soaks through the screen and slowly engulfs you, I definitely would recommend A Cure for Wellness. There's enough mysterious quality in the movie to really keep it going, and it prevents you from really wanting to check out. But there are noticeable moments where it does drag, and I think that is down to the lack of material that the movie had for the length of time that it wanted to go for. So It's not a brilliant film, but it's certainly not as bad as the movie could have been. As I said, without the high-end production, this movie really would have fell flat. The production does carry it to some extent, but eventually you do notice that, okay, the water isn't quite as deep as I really wanted it to be, and that was a little bit of a shame because I thought that the movie deserved a little bit more. So overall, for this movie, it does have a mysterious quality, it does have a good enough story, the acting is decent. As I said, the script is a little bit of a letdown, it doesn't really allow these good actors to really blossom, but in the end it's a very disturbing sort of movie, and it's a throwback to the Gore Verbinski of yesteryear when he made horror films. So hopefully he makes a few more of these styles of films, because I think it really does suit him, and so as a result I'm going to give A Cure for Wellness 3.5 stars. Alright guys, that's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching movies, and I'll see you later.